Tiffany Henyard and her entourage racked up more than $67,000 in travel-related charges in just 5 months.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
For you, though?
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
How did a dignitary from the humble village of Dothan amass tens of thousands in public funds for extravagant voyages and personal indulgences? What accounts for the burgeoning scandal involving clandestine cover-ups and affiliations with criminal attorneys infamous for representing nefarious figures? Let us explore disquieting revelations enveloping Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Revelations poised to imperil her career irreparably.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
To commence, let's delve into the explosive revelations that have recently emerged. The mayor of Dolton, Tiffany Henyard, is under severe scrutiny for her prodigious spending habits. Her administration has been repeatedly accused of withholding financial records, a flagrant breach of state transparency statutes. Even when Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul's office mandated the village to surrender these documents, Henyard and her confederates obstinately resisted, igniting widespread concerns. Nevertheless, the truth possesses an uncanny ability to surface. WGN, a leading news outlet, intervened by initiating legal action in Cook County Circuit Court to compel the release of these records. The court ultimately commanded Dolton to relinquish numerous pages of documents, including credit card statements that cast a highly incriminating light. Between July and November 2023, Henyard and her administration incurred exorbitant expenses, such as first-class airfare, opulent accommodations, luxurious dining experiences, and even indulgent personal.
When you see things like this, it's like a punch in the gut.
The most flagrant of these expenditures entail a 5-day sojourn to Austin, Texas, in July 2023, wherein Henyard, accompanied by her chief aide Keith Freeman and 3 township dignitaries, squandered in excess of $20,000 of public funds. The documented disbursements are reprehensible. Nearly $1,700 at the luxurious Fairmont Austin Hotel, approximately $400 at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, and a further $53 on an item denoted as sports riding apparel. The extravagance did not cease there. An expenditure surpassing $247 was allocated to acquisitions from retail behemoths, such as Walmart and Target. Nearly $1,425 was expended on transactions with Amazon, and about $5,900 was lavished on Uber Eats and a plethora of local dining venues. Furthermore, an opulent $3,491 was expended on Henyard's personal photographer. Such prodigious expenditure has understandably outraged the denizens of Dothan. As a public servant, Henyard's paramount obligation is to serve the community, not to indulge in sumptuous luxuries at the taxpayer's expense. What exacerbates the discontent is the conspicuous attempt to obscure these expenditures. In instances where funds are not siphoned from township accounts, they are seemingly requisitioned from charitable entities.
On this national platform, and you said you didn't know anything about a foundation. So you forget that I was in certain rooms when certain things happened. And the reason I don't support you is because you were not honest about that foundation. I was in the room when it started.
Charitable endeavors are ostensibly intended to foster societal welfare and support those in acute need. However, in Tiffany Henyard's case, it seems to serve merely as another conduit for exploitation. Consider her so-called charity, a foundation purportedly focused on cancer support that conveniently failed to file its financial disclosures. One must question how such an oversight could occur. The Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, ostensibly established to aid cancer patients, has been enveloped in intense scrutiny and controversy, particularly concerning its financial transparency and overall legitimacy. Inaugurated in the autumn of 2022 and vigorously promoted by Henyard, who concurrently serves as township supervisor, the foundation received a substantial initial infusion from the township board, an entity under Henyard's purview. This considerable initial allocation has raised eyebrows, especially when contrasted with the fact that during its early operational phase, the foundation reportedly generated only a modest additional sum from other fundraising channels. This disparity between the hefty initial funding and the relatively insubstantial follow-up fundraising efforts has sparked substantial concern regarding the foundation's operational integrity. Adding to the scandal, Henyard is now entangled in a more grave controversy, a civil lawsuit alleging her involvement in assault during a professional trip to Las Vegas. This lawsuit, filed in April 2024, names both Henyard and a village trustee as defendants. According to the former assistant who initiated the suit, she was allegedly assaulted by the trustee during the trip.
I would say I'm a definitely true citizen of Dalton, and I'm a survivor.
The particulars of the case are deeply disturbing. The former employee recounted experiencing acute disorientation and intense lightheadedness after a dinner with the unnamed trustee during the Las Vegas trip. As detailed by WGN-TV, which procured a copy of the complaint, she allegedly regained consciousness the following morning in the trustee's hotel suite with no recollection of how she had been transported there, coupled with considerable physical distress. Additionally, a separate grievance lodged by Officer Byron Miles, a member of Henyard's extensive security detail, claims that the trustee engaged in telephonic and FaceTime communication with him on the evening of the alleged assault, boasting about his conduct involving the woman. There were insinuations suggesting that the employee may have been incapacitated and thus incapable of providing valid consent. According to WGN-TV, Miles requested the trustee to transition to a video call to evaluate the circumstances from his vantage point as a law enforcement officer newly apprised of a possible criminal offense. The trustee purportedly maneuvered the camera to a bed, revealing a partially disrobed woman. The complaint further alleges that the trustee directed the camera to various intimate areas of the woman's body, displaying these on the screen and intermittently adjusting or removing her attire.
My last memory was me waking up in his room.
The situation becomes even more perturbing when considering the role Mayor Henyard played in the aftermath. According to the former assistant, when she and a law enforcement officer apprised Henyard of the assault, the mayor initially exhibited an outward show of shock and pledged to address the situation. However, rather than offering protection to her subordinate, Henyard allegedly imposed unpaid medical leave on the woman without her consent, effectively silencing her. This action has sparked considerable outrage and widespread denunciation, with numerous individuals calling for Henyard's resignation. The trustee implicated in the scandal has vehemently denied the allegations, contending that he was merely attempting to assist a colleague whom he mistakenly believed to be intoxicated. Nonetheless, the evidence presented in the lawsuit, including a FaceTime call where the trustee purportedly boasted about the assault, conveys a much more insidious narrative. Shifting focus to another key player in this unfolding saga, Tiffany Henyard's attorney, Bo Brenly. For those unfamiliar with his background, brace yourself, as Brenly's history is fraught with controversy. Brenly is associated with several high-profile and contentious legal cases. Notably, he defended Daryl McDavid, R. Kelly's former business manager, amid the notorious R. Kelly child exploitation scandal. McDavid faced charges for his involvement in concealing Kelly's criminal activities, and Brenly was his legal counsel.
Witnesses chose to lie, implicate this man, and drag him through this experience from 2019 until today.
Despite McDavid's eventual acquittal, the trial was fraught with significant controversy. Brenly's approach to the case came under intense scrutiny, with criticisms alleging that he engaged in dubious witness preparation tactics. These accusations implied that Brenly might have been involved in ethically questionable practices, such as coaching witnesses to tailor their testimonies to fit his strategic requirements. Such allegations are considered highly problematic within the legal community, as they undermine the principles of impartiality and fairness that are fundamental to the judicial process. Although Brenly was cleared of these allegations, the controversy left an enduring stain on his professional standing. Turning to the matter of Mayor Henyard, her choice to hire Brenly as her legal counsel raises several pertinent questions. It is evident that Henyard is bracing herself for a protracted and intense legal battle, given Brenly's reputation for his vigorous defense tactics in high-stakes cases. What compounds the situation is Brenly's conspicuous role in attending Dolton Village board meetings alongside Henyard. This unusual visibility of a high-profile criminal defense attorney at such local governance meetings adds an extra layer of drama to the unfolding scenario. Brenly's active involvement in public forums alongside Henyard further complicates the matter due to his controversial history and the negative feedback from his former clients. Numerous reviews of his legal practice have been highly critical, accusing him of failing to meet his obligations, neglecting court appearances, and mishandling crucial legal documents. Such negative testimonials paint a troubling picture of his reliability and effectiveness. This background raises concerns about whether Brenly is the most suitable choice for handling Henyard's complex legal issues. The combination of his contentious past and the visible nature of his involvement in Henyard's case introduces additional layers of complexity to her legal situation, amplifying both public scrutiny and the challenges she faces as she confronts growing pressure from various quarters.
They want to hear from the mayor. If y'all ain't learned that yet, the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing, that only run their mouth.
The prognosis is unequivocally dire. Amidst the relentless FBI probe, ongoing civil litigation, and escalating public indignation, Henyard's capacity to sustain her position appears increasingly untenable. Her administration is disintegrating, and public trust has been profoundly eroded.
You walk around and say, you don't do anything, you don't make any decisions. And the first time I ever really questioned supporting this is when you went on the national platform and you said you didn't know anything about a foundation. But you forget that I was in certain rooms and certain things happened.
As the ongoing investigation progresses, it is anticipated that additional incriminating evidence will surface, further entangling Mayor Henyard in allegations of corruption and malfeasance. The denizens of Dotan merit far superior representation, and it is only a matter of time before equitable justice is dispensed. The political trajectory of Mayor Tiffany Henyard now precariously teeters on the brink. What initially appeared to be a promising term has unfortunately devolved into a cascade of scandals, each potentially precipitating her downfall. The extravagant misappropriation of taxpayer funds and the grievous accusations of assault against her have profoundly undermined the public's trust in her leadership. The confluence of the FBI's meticulous investigation, the persistent civil litigation, and the engagement of a high-profile criminal attorney all underscore the gravity of Henyard's predicament. The impending revelation of her extensive misconduct seems inevitable. The citizens of Dotan, justifiably disillusioned, demand retribution and will remain steadfast in their quest for justice. As the scrutiny of both the public and law enforcement intensifies, it becomes increasingly evident that Mayor Tiffany Henyard's tenure may be drawing to a close. The convergence of these factors signals that her time in office is rapidly dwindling.